tuned in. The camera zoomed in. Kick back, relax, you watching Corey Kenshin. Haters gonna hate, but I'm still gonna win. Katana at my back, and he wanna take some skin. So give me your skin, take it off. I'm trying to put it on like cloth. Yeah, abstract on the beat now. Keep on talking, and you about to get this beat down. I'm out.
What's up, guys? Kitty Chris back on another video, and I was going to rank off the Dynasty Warriors games. So I'm gonna give me a shout out. It's pretty good. All time to do something. And you sound like a bit for growing you, from like a bit of myself. I was going to that I was gonna rank the Dynasty Warriors games for the Warriors, the World Team, and some of the Warriors. So therefore, I'm not gonna do this fucking spinoff, whatever. Not from me. I'm not doing some the Warriors stacks and Warrior God 6. I'm not doing none of this. Alright. All you guys know in the game is how I feel the game could be get any good. That's the answer I had to question. I will be there so easily if I would say this without the Warriors game attack. I would go ahead and give a little flex about it. And today, I'm going to start ranking the Dynasty Warriors game, so I'll go kick this off real quick. So, let me go ahead and get this start off. Well, I'm going to kick this off first, so let me see. The first day I played was Dynasty Warriors 7. So, let me get it straight down with 7, okay? I played the hell of this game. The first time I do something real good is where I was played. First, it's from most of the Game Legends, it has to be the most iconic ending. So, it could get gone with skill.
After fans and critics finally agreed that Dynasty Warriors 6 wasn't quite up to par, Koei went back to the drawing board yet again. They decided they needed to go back to basics. Everything that was being said about the last release was being considered. They completely revamped the entire system and brought back a lot of the previous gameplay mechanics as well as expanding on them. Koei took this seriously and wanted to give Dynasty Warriors a true breath of fresh air. Not only did they want to increase the scope of the gameplay, they wanted a more incredible story. This game brought in new players. This was the start of Dynasty Warriors' entrance into bigger fame and higher critical score. Though the critics still disliked the game and probably didn't even play it, the fans loved this entry into the series and revitalized the idea of the franchise. But where does this take us? Well, here comes the first Pro. We are back, baby! Back to the beautiful combo system of yore. The 4 to 6 attack combos are back with a vengeance. They feel more creative and personal to each weapon. Characters also have EX attacks that give an extension to their usual combos.
So, where they got the combo systems here, the story-wise, the character-wise idea, I mean, you gotta give them credit on the studio. If I was a Dynasty Warriors fan, I've been there. If it was 7, I'm giving it an A for this. I'm giving it an A. So that's pretty good. Next, Dynasty Warriors 8. AKA 8 Legends. For all the purposes, I play the game so good about Dynasty Warriors. If I would play the game even so, all this guy's greatness, my thoughts about Dynasty Warriors is how I got the game so good. The good thing is what happened. And that right here was a good story. With Ray and Wu, Shu, and the others. And the other new story was, well, my B is Lubu. Okay, so Lubu's story, well, I gotta say it was amazing, but I have the scene in where I haven't seen. But I get down to an A B for that, so I gotta go on. Next is Summer Wars 4 DX. It was a fun game to play. I always loved this game. So this is what I gotta do. I gotta figure off this the Legend United land, Legend United. I gotta finish this story so I can play it. I gotta do what I have to do. And yeah. And in this case, I wouldn't say this is a fun game for me. And yet, I would go ahead and give it an A. Because this is pretty good. World War III Ultimate. So this is my favorite game. I ranked it. I ranked it the foremost game I played, and I would say this: World War III Ultimate. Devin Disney has down. I played it. It was the best switched up games I ever seen it. The most characters I played was good to the record time. They had a challenge mode, but they had a challenge because the Gauntlet mode quite challenging as well. But this World War III Ultimate was a favorite game of all time. I played this on Steam, but I would say it. The first game I do was on Horizon. So give me an A. I'll give it an A over this one. This, I played it. Dynasty Warriors 4, played it. It's great music. It's a great concept all over the place, but yeah, you have to give Dynasty Warriors 4 credit. The credit's due. That's because I would have been a little bit more time. You see the characters, you see everything you do, you gotta see everything I have to play for all the work. I'm gonna give this Dynasty Warriors 4A. So this is the character-wise, story-wise for them. Even USL story, the Lubu story, the Dongshou story, the Nama story. Amazing. Now, Dynasty Warriors 3 is a good one. You gotta get all the weapons to get locked. All the items, you gotta get all the items that are locked. You gotta give them the weapons you gotta do. Unlock the weapons till you get the hard level difficulty. So that makes sense, right? Right? I think it is. So it's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 3, I think I get it. It's a hard rapid. It's hard rapid. Now, Dynasty Warriors 6. You gotta get a Dynasty Warriors 6 credit before the credit is due. Well, the 6th Dynasty Warriors installment was how do I put this? I don't know. Is that the case for them? I don't know what it is, but 6 has to get a little Nimbu spirit. No way. But it is what it is. I don't know how Dynasty Warriors 6 could do, but this is not gonna be that. It's like chaos for me. This is a little hard for me for Dynasty Warriors 6. So that's the quick I've ever heard. I played Dynasty Warriors 6, but it's pretty hard. Not looking good for me, brother. Dynasty Warriors 2 has 7 stages. But now I'm gonna just take a look. Let me see. Dynasty Warriors 2. Okay, let me see. Dynasty Warriors 2. This is a good and a bad. But it had no voiceovers on in-game battle. But in the cutscenes, you can hear the voice of the cutscenes because this is not even good. But AU, I'm gonna see the full playlist. Let's see how many stages here. As you can see, this is the Outro Rebellion, Hu Lao Gate, Changban, Yiling, Wusan Plain. And the other choose the characters. You can see choose the characters. It's not the music, the same name. They did what Cadillac or they said it like well. Another Guandu. Well. Guandu. Oh yeah, when you finish, you unlock free mode. Battle Hefei, right there. Yiling. So this. So this is the free mode. I'm gonna check it out. Let me see. This is why I do this. You gotta pick the stage to left. Gotta throw Yato Rebellion all the way down to Wusan Plains. I mean, come on. You see what I see? I mean, it's harder to get. I mean, harder. That could be arranged for me, but for the Dynasty 2, I'm getting beat up because they had no voice acting, only in-game battle, only voice acting in the cutscene. That would be good. Well, that's just about it. Okay, on to Samurai Warriors 3. I'm not playing this. Samurai Spirit of Thunder. You remember Samurai Spirit of Thunder? I have just about. I haven't played Spirit of Thunder. I ain't gonna spoil it because I would might play it. This game right there is amazing. The Spirit of Thunder never gives up hope for a livelihood, and it's good. It was an amazing game, but I proud myself, so I'm getting Spirit of Thunder an A. I'm gonna play Spirit of Thunder for a while at least. Dynasty Warriors 5, you gotta get an all level 4 weapon. Check the Gale Hall more into this. That's basically the worst about this, but you gotta give 5 this 5th installment. You can play. Yeah, you can see the diaries, hearing them in the story. You can hear the game, but you can hear this game for all purposes. The 5th Dynasty Warrior is pretty good. So I give it A. Let's get A. Bow. Next, Samurai Warriors 2. Do you know why I play Samurai Warriors 2? You do you? On the stream lessons, I was so ecstatic. And yeah, I would give a good credit stories and doing kind of story-wise concept. But in survival role, you gotta play on survival when you unlock the characters. And if it is, you gotta play. So yeah, looking at the idea down here. So yeah. Summer Warriors, I haven't played Summer Warriors. The first one I haven't played on this game. The first one, I haven't played it. So yeah. Warriors All Stars, we're not gonna rank this one. But Summer Warriors 5. I think it's a meh for Summer Warriors 5. I mean, I don't know if Summer Warriors 5 is gonna be cut out the characters. There's no other story. It's just as good they were. I don't know why. But the Summer Warriors characters got to cut this thing off. So the thing is, I don't know what it is. You gotta start with Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. I mean, come on. Why do you think this game could be so bad that got so easy? I mean, we don't want to bring back Summer Warriors 5 Empire, but no. The characters too cut out for me. No, that not even gonna work, brother. That not gonna work on me. So I'm gonna give it a little meh on Summer Warriors 5. I'll give it a C. I'll get a meh of this one. I'm gonna get a little meh for Warriors 4. You gotta get all battle objectives just because you gotta play. Ain't that a bitch? Because Warriors 4 does be a fact. I don't know. But today, I was so a little inside me because Warriors 4 doesn't mean the fact that they play all the characters, but it's still a little shitty. You gotta face all the demons, you gotta face the Norse gods, and you gotta give them do something about this. So I played Warriors 4 on Steam, and you're gonna get all the battle objectives just to get level up and get bonds for the characters. So yeah. That's just a mess for the D. Die Warriors 9. We gotta give them another credit because there's no way. There is no way in hell in Die Warriors 9. I mean, you gotta give this guys the bad with the chest here. And this you don't know where to quit attitude. That is because Warriors 9 is complete letdown for everything else here. You got go open world. I mean, you gotta get a different. So I'm gonna mess with C. Too many characters for replay values anytime soon. You have no idea where they're coming from. Not even good. Last but not least, wait, this got two more. Summer Warriors 2. I haven't played Summer Warriors 2 at the time being, so I haven't played it. So this the story is good. You got the characters-wise story. If that's the case, I would say yeah. But I haven't played some of War 2. But thank you for that. This is a good game. Last but not least, Dynasty Warrior Origins. So, Dynasty Warrior Origins is, well, I don't know how the game is written. So, where is Lighty was uploading things? I want to see.
Time after a lot of playing both on camera and off camera that I give my thoughts. At first, this was going to be a full breakdown with everything, but I thought with all the other reviews, I just give my overall thoughts on what I liked and what I didn't like and give an overall opinion on this game. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. First thing on the list here for me is the overall presentation of the game. From its amazing visuals, the soundtrack, and the gameplay itself, it just felt like such a great experience being able to witness all of these on my first playthroughs. The OST might honestly be one of my all-time favorites, not just from a Warriors perspective, from a video game perspective as well. The new songs, as well as the return of old ones but being remixed, made the experience both refreshing and nostalgic. Tying into that with the soundtrack is the gameplay itself. Mowing down through enemies and facing tough officers with these soundtracks made it such a hype time from beginning to end. Not to mention, as you go through the world map, the bond interactions, even the damn war councils, this soundtrack was just amazing. But next we can go over the actual gameplay. Being able to use a sword, spear, gauntlets, wheels, twin axes, pulled-out staff, lance, crescent blade, and the halberd for Zilawan was very enjoyable. Every weapon had its own very fun gimmick to it to help make it feel like you're getting a unique experience each time. My personal favorite was the staff, but even then, I don't think there was a single weapon I didn't enjoy using. With their gimmicks and fighting styles and battle arts you had, it made each one so much fun to plow through a bunch of enemies and have fun fights with the officers and bosses too with this new combat system. Now, I will say there was one thing with that I wasn't huge about, and that was with the companions. My biggest issues for me, aside from the roster size, which I don't mind since it isn't a pure Warriors game, it was actually the time limit they give for these companions. You had 10 companions to choose from, 3 for each army, then the secret unlock for Lu Bu, which makes 10. You work up your gauge for most of the battle just to play with them for what felt like less than a minute or a minute at most. I just wish there was more freedom to be able to change to these characters instead of just using that gauge as a time limit for them to finish with a powerful musou, then to just change right back to Zilawan for the rest of the battle. Just let us use them like normal companions alongside Zilawan and let us build up their gauge as we play with them. Like Zilawan with no worry of a time limit, or at the very least make the companions last longer. Aside from that, I don't have too many gripes outside of that. But the battles themselves still felt like a fun Modern Warriors game with this new combat system. I honestly prefer it and hope they continue to use this formula for newer titles, both Origins related and just for Musou games in general while refining as the games go on. I would love to see more Musou games that have boss fights with this combat style. Imagine a Warriors Orochi with Orochi himself having moves even more absurd than Lu Bu's. Even Nobunaga type of boss fight in a burning building at Honoji in Samurai Warriors with his demonic purple aura attacks. There's so much potential to make these battles so much larger and higher stakes, while still keeping us Musou fans happy with giving us the chance to mow down enemies while giving us officers that actually put up a huge challenge. Now, obviously, this game put a lot more emphasis on wanting to tell the story. They went from the Yellow Turban Rebellion up to Chur-B. From point A to point B, it was a good length story. I liked seeing Zilawan's story unfold and get answers to his past and recover his memories, and liked how the story played out with the branching paths to the soon-to-be 3 kingdoms of Cao Cao's Wei, Liu Bei's Shu, and Sun Jian's Wu. The historical story I enjoyed quite a bit, to be honest, and love the new iterations of some of these characters as we see more of them as the story progresses, either through the story itself or through the bonds we form with them on the side. My favorite one being Dong Zhuo. His character changed from being just a guy who yapped on about women, paradise, and wine, now went to someone who still showed his tyrannic side, but tried to show why he feels it's justified for him, a strong leader, to take the reins of the country, while still showing small hints of his former self. I like the lesser emphasis on these things and showing hints of what made him unique while giving us a more in-depth character. Even the most hateable, like Dong Zhuo himself, turned out to be a real good character I could hate, but also be like, damn, he makes some good points. Now, I will say, despite enjoying this story a lot and seeing how they handled the characters, I still have some gripes. For one, the hypotheticals you fight tooth and nail for don't offer too much substance. the paths and battles are pretty identical, only difference depending on the army is some different interactions, cutscenes, and all that. Now, the one I felt that had the most going for it was Wei's. You save 2 of the officers from dying, and because of this, you get to stop a very bad attack that happens in the final battle that would usually cause you to lose and actually give you a victory, which in turn would give you a really good ending. You get cutscenes from them as well from those 2 characters that you save, and just more story out of it in general, and some more extra dialogue during battles, and it actually felt like you achieved something by trying to trigger this hypothetical with Wei. Wu's, although has a similar thing to a good ending, the content it offers before that is severely underwhelming. You save Sun Jian and Sun Ce, and think that even if they hand the reins over to Sun Quan, they could be there to fight alongside you as regular officers to change the battle a bit, or offer more protection to Sun Quan, like how you would for Dian Wei. If you save him, he becomes extra protection for Cao Cao. But no, they are gone the whole time aside from increasing their bonds, because they made the land think they were officially dead. It left me super underwhelmed and disappointed till the end, which at least gives Bai Luan more love and attention, contrary to the other endings. At the end of the day, though, it didn't really give me much to have to enjoy the hypothetical, and it just felt like I was doing the exact same route, which I can understand because there's a lot there for that story in the historical route, and just in general, if they really tweaked all that, they would have to just make a completely different story altogether because, again, the world thinks that Sun Jian and Sun Ce are dead, so they would have to change a lot, and it would actually also kind of mess up Sun Quan's character development as well in that regard, and they'd have to tweak it up completely again. So in that regard, I understand, but at the end of the day, it still just didn't give a lot of substance for a hypothetical until the very end of the game. Shu's was easily the most uneventful, but I will say in their defense, without going way more off the rails for the story itself, because I know people said it could have really started at them keeping Shu province, it would have made them change the entire complexion of the story, which, from my point of view at least, it seems like that was not the aim of this game. So you pretty much only get a good ending for Shu, and that's it. I feel Shu could have went into Shu's hypothetical to where it feels like you could get something out of this, but he still goes over to Wei, and all the battles pretty much play the exact same way as the historical route, and you don't really get anything aside from an alternate ending, which I get, again, I understand, because unless they went completely off the rails with this story by making something happen with him staying in Shu province and keeping it, which again, it doesn't look like that was their intention to do to begin with, it was bound to just be something kind of underwhelming. So at least for Shu, I can understand it. Wei and Wu had much more going on for them with their hypothetical than Shu did, in my personal opinion, because usually when they tackled hypotheticals in previous games, it was usually around the time of Fawn Castle with Guan Yu and everything like that. So I can understand why Shu didn't get anything super crazy. So it's not really me bashing Shu, because I feel like they had the least amount to work off of compared to the other two. I liked the idea of bringing hypotheticals back, but compared to the previous games, this was definitely underwhelming. Well, aside from Cao Cao's army, at least. But I guess because it's a brand new take on the game, they didn't want to go too crazy with it. Not really giving any excuses, more so trying to just think of why they went this route with giving hypotheticals, but not really giving a crap ton of content to go with that hypothetical, changing up the story that much. I guess they still wanted people to, for the most part, to experience the true story of it. So they didn't want to go too off the rails with that until maybe another game or something like that. I don't know. Now, I will say, the one thing I was so happy to see was how much time the Yellow Turbans got in this game. I'll get my gripe out of the way that they could have done more for the designs of Zhang Bao and Zhang Liang. Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao, at least from how Wolong did it, Zhang Bao was a sorcerer type design, and then Zhang Liang was more of a Brutus-like design. And I'm actually going to put this in last minute as well. When I was playing Dynasty Warriors Volume 1 on the PSP, where they had Romance of the Three Kingdoms portraits for the generic officers, they also showed that Zhang Liang was more of an officer look than an actual sorcerer look. So the fact that he kept the same type of strategist/sorcerer look kind of made me feel like it was a little unfortunate that they decided not to give them both a more unique design and just usually keep them the same like they do in every other game. But that aside, the way they handled the new Zhang Jiao was awesome. Through the bond you have with him in the game, in New Game Plus, to giving him so much more depth and showing that he wanted a better world, which made this rebellion happen, and how he couldn't even stop the corruption of his own army to his own disappointment. Usually we don't see how he felt or see a reaction to how his army was becoming no better than the people he hated, and we see the resentment that he had for it, but regardless, he still wanted to push on. Then, of course, the amazing boss fight you have at the end of the chapter made it so exciting. I think for me personally, I understand how Lu Bu was obviously a great challenge of a boss, but I think in terms of raw presentation, especially for this being the very first actual full-fledged boss that you get in the game, I think Zhang Jiao is still the cooler and more just better presentable of a boss compared to all the others, just based off of the moves that he has, the atmosphere that he gives, the tornadoes in the background, him using like sword. Probably the next game, because that's probably what they could potentially do. I personally love those types of things where it can go really sad. And I mean, historically, it was pretty sad anyway, so they would probably do that with their own little liberties here and there. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think this is a great game. I think it's a great step in the right direction. I really hope we keep getting more of this type of quality from them. Even if we get games that are just like similar to, DW8, SW5, 4, and all that stuff. Like, I hope we still get that.
And he agrees. So there you go. Dynasty Warriors is a great game, man. I give this an A. What a historic end of the season. And I haven't played these two. D for everyone. Games. C for me. B is 9 out of 10. And A was an amazing game. I have an all game I have played. So there you go. That's what my take on my favorite game of the time. And therefore, I say Dynasty Warriors is gonna be cooking for more details or Koi demos. And yeah, this is the way when it's beginning to start. So there you go. Yeah, man. Thank you for Kid Chris. I know. Make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, and favorite channel, and hit the notification bell to make this video. So who might be moving up with 1K subscribers? So I do what I had to do, and therefore I'll be see you guys next time. Kid Chris, I know for DMB. Peace, more love, and I am out. I'll see you next time.
With everybody saying,
You mean to tell me you watched the entire video but you haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button and become a member on Patreon or on YouTube to get access to the Discord. We're waiting for you in the Shadow Realm.
Do it! Just do it! Make your dreams come true! So just do it!
please, please.